Hello, welcome back to this little special extra episode, little bonus. This is your podcast, Just Speak, and I am your host, Claire B. So we just thought it would be really nice just to have a little extra special sprinkling for the festive season. And it's just short and sweet, but really just about top tips. How do we get through this festive season? Successfully, have a good time, embrace it for all it is, and if we want to, and just, yeah, so here for you. Now, I haven't really made any secret about this, and I think, people that know me or around me, like, I'm not a massive fan of, I'm not just going to say just Christmas, but like any sort of big occasions that are like really, really built up, and it kind of runs a wee bit deep with me, but Christmas more so, and I think it's mainly because like I'm around so many people that this can really destroy mental health quite seriously at this time of year. But the pressure, the build up, the perfect family situation that you have or have not, or you think that other people have and you don't, and having to compete or having to be the best and the biggest. And I just think, why are we doing this to ourselves? And it really bothers me. So that's really my reason for sort of not putting on like the full pressure for Christmas or really ramping it up super, super early. And because, everyone's got their own sort of demons to deal with or tricky situations at this time of year. And I think we have to be gentle and respectful about that. I'm not like all Scrooge and don't want anyone to have a good time. I really genuinely do. And I love it, like, when people do get dressed up and they're genuinely having fun and it's great for kids and the excitement within reason, as long as expectations are real and, we're not sort of building people up to fail, as it were. So my sort of way that I deal with it, I always think it's really nice to, first of all, definitely connect with people. And I always like sort of, like, it's Christmas, it's fine, it's Christmas Day, it's not a big deal if you want to connect with other people or reach out. Like, yeah, we quite often will have an open door, at Just Be, and we'll have a meal for those that need, and just to step out, just to get out the door, make a wee connection, and that's it. Seems for some it's the longest day of the year, and it shouldn't be. We should just look after each other a wee bit more, but I know that's easy said than done. For me, one of my sort of top tips is do something for yourself. Now, that might be eating a whole chocolate orange to yourself, and just take time out and just think, right, this is my time. I'm going to watch a little bit of naff TV, sit with my chocolate orange or one of the break your teeth on a Toblerone, and just, take time for you and just look, do something nice, have a bath, get something nice in the shower, and if you can, within your means, whatever that is, plan something for January. Plan something for the darker days. So it doesn't have to be something sort of extravagant, but it could be just, I'm going to look forward to doing something on the 8th of January or the 5th of January or whenever. And just plan something. Might be a little trip somewhere for the day. Might just be meeting a friend. It could be like, on that day, I'm going to dedicate the whole day to myself, and I'm going to, go and like get a nice book, go to the library, get a book, and just sit and do something for me, or take advantage of all the offers that are on, like maybe join a gym. I know everyone seems to join the gym in January, but if there's an offer on and you can take a time out and go and try it, why not? Just something. Plan something for you. And if it's something with somebody else, that's even nicer. So that's my thing. I think getting overwhelmed can just wind you and just really knock you off your feet. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just keep it really chill. It's just the month of December. Let's get through it. Let's connect. one thing I've certainly sort of taken on board into my whole looking after my well-being over the last sort of couple of years is journaling. And I know that it can be a bit woo-woo and a bit naff for some people, but I do find it really quite therapeutic sometimes. And sometimes I don't really write much, and sometimes I do. I think, see, for Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, whatever is a struggle for you, whatever is the biggest struggle, I would just take a few moments and just write down, what is a good thing about today? What is a good thing about today? Do I feel okay? Yeah, I feel okay. Is the sun shining? Might be. Write it down. Just pick out some good things about that day, because there will be some good things, and focus on them. When it comes to New Year, I'm not a New Year's resolution person. I'm not like, this year I'm definitely going to achieve X, Y, Z. I'm just not interested. I find I'm a little more emotionally attached to New Year than I am to Christmas. And I think it is just that thing sometimes of you do think about the people that you've lost in that year that you're now leaving, and you think that's captured in that year forever. And that can be tough. So we've spoke about this at our Life After Loss group, and it is lovely to chat about it, because it is interesting how we all deal with things differently and think about things. But again, I would just focus on what is next year going to bring. But I don't focus on that well in advance. I just think at the time, as we're turning into the new year, or maybe on New Year's Day, or maybe even the first week, what is this year going to bring? Well, I don't know, but what would I like? I just want to keep things calm and chill, and I want to be grateful for what has happened, or what all the good things that have passed. And I just want to calmly await the year ahead. No big pressures. No. Not for me anyway. Just so you know, just while we're talking about reaching out and connecting, we will be open throughout the festive season. We will have our community lunch dropping on the Wednesday and Fridays, and we will be available. You will be able to reach out to us if you need to, and we can hopefully signpost you. And I also believe that the Wellbeing Centre, the Hope Point, will still be open as well. So that's really important to note. So for this episode, we just thought it'd be nice to just do short and sweet little top tips from a couple of people, a couple of guests, and we will be getting them back for full episodes, so watch this space. So yeah, let's just jump in and get into the SOS, the season of survival. So Helen, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Our wee bonus episode. What would your key takeaway be for somebody that's really struggling at this time of year? What's the top tip?
For the Christmas season, yeah. Christmas Day is just another day. And I think for anyone who's got mental health issues, anyone with addiction, we're always told just keep it in the day. Yeah. And just don't put yourself under a lot of pressure. You know, you don't have to have Christmas Eve boxes and lights all around your house, and it's not about that. It's certainly not about that. It's just, keep yourself grounded. Have people that you can phone as well, I would say, I always have people I can phone if things get a bit tough. I'm in recovery myself, and I know that early on it's difficult, because Christmas is a time when people associate it with drink. Yeah. Very much, it's going to parties and drinking, brandy on the Christmas cake and all the rest of it. So just keep yourself protected. Don't go to places. Don't go to wet places. Keep yourself out of pubs. Keep yourself safe. Phone people. And I would say just keep it simple. Keep Christmas Day simple. there's always, for people who are in recovery from alcoholism or addiction of any form, there's always meetings on, even on Christmas Day, get to a meeting. As I say, it's another day. I mean, I'm a Christian, so it's a big day for me, but it's not a big day for drinking. It's just a simple day for seeing the family, not even all of the family. It's not even about that. For me, it's just, it is if I can be with my family, that's great. Last year it was just my husband and myself. This year there'll be a few more of us and the dogs. And we're having a wee get together on Christmas Eve, which will be a real traditional, playing Christmas carols, playing games,
Nice.
a real old-fashioned Christmas Eve, which doesn't involve getting a lot of drinking a lot. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so you don't need to put yourself under loads and loads of pressure. I mean, by this time, people have probably bought all their presents and everything. I said to my family, you're getting one present and my grandchildren are getting two, and that's it. I've kept it at that because to me it's just not about that.
So just setting a boundary and just
setting a boundary, and if you can do something for someone else who's struggling, we've invited a couple of other people who have nowhere to go on Christmas Eve up to our house, and that's, to me, is what Christmas should be about. It's thinking about somebody else who's maybe struggling, sitting on their own, thinking, how am I going to get through the next couple of days? So
perfect. That's
it for me.
Thanks, Helen. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thanks for asking my advice.
And the good news is Helen's going to be back. We're going to get a full episode with Helen. So watch this space, 2024. She's coming at ya. So here we have Marion, which I am super excited about. Really am. Thank you. This was a bit last minute thrown on you, so I really do appreciate that. Thank you. So, Marion, your top tips, hit us with them for surviving this season.
Okay, thanks, Claire. If you're someone who finds the Christmas period daunting and upsetting and depressing, the one thing you shouldn't do is isolate yourself. That's for sure. If it's only walking down the street, saying hello to somebody and coming back home again, you're breaking that cycle of isolation. Also, what's extremely important is for this period to try and learn to love yourself. Do silly little things that are going to make you feel good, like painting your toenails purple. Purple. Just realising that no matter what your circumstances are, that your life is important. You're meant to be here for a reason. And you have a purpose in this life. Extremely important. When I was a kid, my father drank and there was always mayhem in the house over Christmas. And I used to look at other so-called happy families. And it wasn't until I grew into adulthood that most of these people that I thought were happy families weren't. So not all of us are going to live like the Waltons. That's just for the TV. Do you know? I can remember while I was rearing my daughter having a row on Christmas Day and feeling such a bad mother. Do you know? That's all for the TV. Reality is totally different. Also, do not live in the here and now, because what's happening now could be totally different next week. Do you know, life is full of its ups and downs, and all we're asked to do is to ride them out. Now look, can that be painful? Absolutely. If there was an Oscar for saying, I can't do this, I'd get it. But learning through mixing with good people, I've learned that everybody has problems. Everybody doesn't get on with their next door neighbour. Everybody fights with their children. And I feel at times the image that's projected around Christmas time can be false. Not for children, for adults can be false, because the real world does not involve around kissy kissy, huggy huggy, because life is tough. The ultimate thing is that when you ride these feelings out, oh my God, are you going to be stronger and better and much better equipped to deal with the next one? So they're just a few of my short tips. The main one being love yourself, or at least try to learn to love yourself. And that's me finished.
Fantastic. Love it. Thank you.
Thanks for asking me, Judy.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Wishing you the absolute best for this festive season, whatever that means to you, whatever that brings. I do genuinely wish you the best, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you need to. Thanks to our sponsors, the SCVO Digital Pioneers Mental Health Fund, and of course the NHS CIF Fund as well. Thanks a lot.